Captain Dan here, Goober Time Guide Service. Today we're gonna pimp my pontoon. I'm not even joking about that. There's a company called Blob Outdoors, and they have some premium underdeck lights for a pontoon, and I just had to pick them up. Now, I was just like you. If you're looking to do an underdeck lighting kit on your boat, you've probably looked on Amazon, found a lot of pretty affordable light strips right there, the LEDs and whatnot, but they're just not up to the standard that this company has right here. Now, everything in this video here today is gonna be linked down in the description below. If you want your boat to turn out as great as I think this one did, you can go follow those links down there and pick up all the pieces to make it happen for yourself. Why don't we jump on over to the workbench and I'll show you why this is the kit that you need to get. So when you open the box, this is what it comes with. You have some install instructions, but if you watch this video, you're not gonna need those. You've got your lights right here. I elected for the 25-foot section, so there's one for each side of the boat. You can get those in 19 and something more like 15, but poke around online, you'll see that. I've got a link down in the description below for all this stuff. It did come with some red and green navigation LEDs right here. I want to take a second here and just show you why I went with this kit. Look how thick and heavy duty these are. They're nice and flexible. They even have a little bit of cushioning in case you bump those somewhere. I don't think they're going to get damaged like a lot of those cheap ones that you find would. So that's why I spent a little bit more money and went with this set. We also have two 12-volt leads right here. This is going to get you over to your controller. You've got a long one in case you have to make a long run. If you just have a short run, you can use this one. I'm not sure which I'll use in my application yet, but we'll find out soon. Those power leads go right into your controller right here. So they'll plug in right here. Everything's nice waterproof connections. So you'll take those and they'll go right in and they twist to close. And they have O-rings in there, so it's going to be sealed from the water. Hopefully that'll make it last a nice long time. Now from your controller, that goes out to your two lights. So each of your lights has a pigtail on the end of it. One goes to each of these. And you've got your two strips, which means you do want your lights to terminate in the same spot. I'm going to run all mine from the back of the boat by the motor. A couple other odds and ends. You've got a fuse right here with a switch. So that's pretty nice. They also have all the connections right there. I'll probably use my own and heat shrink them. Then we've got the remote. This is RGB, so with the controller installed, we'll be able to turn it on, turn it off, change the brightness, change the mode, change the color, all kinds of stuff. We'll go through all that after it's installed. Did come with batteries, so that's always a plus. And then this is kind of the coolest part, and I didn't really understand this when I ordered it, but I knew they had something going on with their mounting system. If you've ever used these strip lights before, the biggest issue is getting them to stick. So some of them have peel-off tape on the back like these do right here. These mount a different way than the big roll lights, but these are gonna have like a 3M strip on the back, and you just hope and pray that those don't come off. Some people will use some marine adhesive on the back to get those to stick. I've done that with 5200 before, and they're sticking, but they look kind of sloppy. Now, the way this company does this is you've got a set of stainless steel screws they send with you. All you've got to do is provide the drill bit. They tell you all that in the instructions. I'll walk you through that in our video here today. You mount these tracks up under your boat, and then you slide the lights into the track. So you're getting a mechanical connection. You're not just relying on adhesive, and then the strips roll right into those sleeves. So I'm excited to get that project started and see how those go. Let's get out to the boat. Now, I'm not saying you have to give this video a thumbs up and write a comment down below, but my sources tell me that if you don't, you're gonna go through all the trouble of setting up this light kit, and the marine police are gonna pull you over and give you a ticket. So it's good to have some caution on your side. Hit the thumbs up button, drop a comment down below, and let us know what you think of this project. It doesn't cost you anything but a couple seconds of your time to do it, and it really helps the channel out. We appreciate your support. All right, now the first thing I'm gonna do is get these strip lights rolled out. These are not trimmable as far as I know. I'm opening them up for the first time right here with you. Now these are not trimmable, so you want to make sure you buy the appropriate light or have a place to store some excess if you go a little bit larger than you should. All right, so we're going to roll this out and just see kind of a dry fit, see how this all goes. I'm going to start up at the front where I want it to terminate and just kind of work my way back and hope that everything works out nicely. So with my 24-foot pontoon, I went with 25 feet of light. That's going to get me right back here with about, I don't know, 1.5 feet, 2 feet extra. And I'm just going to run that through here, I think. I have a little jump, and we'll put a strip right here to shine out the back of the boat, and that's just going to work out perfect for me. All right, so what we'll be doing is mounting these tracks in here. I'm going to get one and cut it right to about here so I can mount my light in there, and then transfer under and run the rest up the side of the boat. But probably gonna start from the front and work our way back. So now we're gonna take our little plastic strip right here. I'm gonna get that lined up. The company recommends putting one hole in the front, one in the back, one in the middle. And all you need on these is a 1/8 inch drill bit. And this doesn't have to be super precise or anything. So what I'm gonna do is just mark this out a little bit. And what I'm gonna do is if I have any cross braces right here, I'm gonna make sure that I get one of my screws right into that. Now all we're gonna do is take the supplied hardware and we're gonna go right in through here and punch that through. Yeah, that first one's kind of a juggling act trying to get it in there. The rest of them should go a little smoother. One problem I ran into is trying to go through my 2 strips of aluminum there as I ripped off one of the heads, a little bit too much torque on it. So I just moved over and put one in right here. Now we're just gonna take these strips and continue that process all the way down. They did send enough this channel where you can just butt it right up to the other end, so you don't need to leave any gaps or anything. All right, so we made it all the way back here towards the end of the boat. We're gonna have one strip that's not quite gonna make it all the way down. So we're just gonna measure that out. I'm gonna leave a little bit of slack so I can get around up here. I'm gonna chop this bad boy off right around here just with a pair of dikes. Trim's real easy. I'm gonna use 3 screws to get that last piece in here. All right, so now we gotta take this white LED strip right here and get that strung up in that channel. Now the company recommends getting some soapy water and lubing up that track and kind of sliding it all the way up. But with all these screw holes through here, I'm not sure I wanna do that. I'm gonna see if I can't just press it up and get it to stay in place, which I think I will be able to. Yeah, I think that's gonna work just fine. And then we'll just kind of work that up as we go back. And we'll work all the way down the pontoon. Now that's fitting in there really nice, but what I still might do is come back in here between these screw hole junctions. I don't think those tube lights are gonna come out of the track, but just to keep them in there for sure, we're gonna do that. All right, so we're gonna work this thing all the way down towards the back of the boat, and we'll meet you back there when we're ready to start wiring it up. Okay, so we worked this all the way down to the back in that track, and we left about maybe an inch, inch and a half or so, just so I can come up here, leave a little bit of slack, and we're gonna continue into a track up here. So I'm gonna start about right here and get a new track in there and run that over towards my motor. All right, so now I've got that last little stretch right here. I just trimmed it to length to match right up with the end of my cable right here. And we'll get that thing drilled in, screwed in, and ready to go. Okay, now from here, it's pretty straightforward. We have to connect into our controller. We've got 1 prong for each string of lights. So we've got plenty of slack here if we need it, but all you're gonna do is connect those in right here. Get them, they are keyed so you can't really mess it up. Connect it in, screw it down. And then once you come off that control box, you just need to run this back to 12-volt power. It's really simple. They send everything you need in this kit. You've got a fuse and a switch right here. So you're gonna wanna put that on your positive lead right here. I've got all that built in my boat. I've got a switch and a fuse block. So I'm gonna run this to the back of my switch, which is already fused. And I'm gonna run this to the negative on my bus bar, and I'm gonna be good. So I won't be using this, but you may need to in your setup. Depends what you're going with. Kind of working to fight daylight here, and I've still got the other side of lights to do. So same process on the other side. We'll get this wired up and we'll see you on the water, seeing how sweet these lights look. All right, so here's the boat. It's not pitch black out, but you can tell that thing is looking great. We got the remote here. It is just sunrise here. We're getting ready for a guide trip, and check this thing out. My buddy's driving the boat and I can still change the colors from here. Check that out. You can pick your color on the wheel, whatever you want to do here. You can change your modes, get some flashing going on, change the brightness. It's awesome. We have a power button. You can turn them off, turn them on real quick. Tap the center button on the remote and it kicks it back into just a static color. Then you can pick your color. I like that green because it's Goober time, baby. But yeah, definitely check these lights out. I think they turned out just stellar. They look awesome, even better in person than they do on the video here. Very happy with the product. I don't know about you, but I think that project turned out pretty awesome and our pontoon is officially pimped. So once again, check out the description. If you want anything you saw in this video, go buy it using those links. It'll help the channel out. If this is a video you liked, we've got a couple other videos down there you're gonna wanna check out because this one, it's over.